Are you still using Excel to track incoming leads and conversions and sales and retention? Or are you not using any systems at all? If either one of these are you, you are in the right place. In today's video, I'm going to review how to set up an account in the free version of HubSpot so that you can create clarity amongst the chaos that might be happening behind the scenes in your business, giving you more calmness and focus so that you can do the things that you love in your business. Stick with me. I also have 2 bonuses at the end that you will definitely want to stick around for. So let's get to it. Before we actually get into the system, I just want to review who this is actually for. This is the free version of the Hubspot CRM. So I'm going to review the high level, how to get started features of this system. So if you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, a small business leader, then this is actually a great place for you to be, especially if you're using Excel currently or not any systems at all to attract leads, manage the process, and convert them to a sale, and then keep track of them beyond. So anyone who wants to get organized with their leads, manage the prospects, and easily track lead progress and, of course, revenue, then you are in the right place. So what I will cover is how to create an account, how to import contacts if you have an existing list, or if you don't, we'll create new contacts. If you're more than just you on your team, I'll show you how you can add users, and that's an unlimited number of users as well. If you're using an email provider, I'll show you how to connect that. In the marketing section, I'm going to show you how to create a form so that you can start collecting email addresses if you have a lead magnet. In sales, how to add a deal. So that's really important, right? Because we want to keep track of the revenue that's still out there, outstanding, and where the revenue is actually coming from. In the service section, I'm going to show you how to create a ticket. So if there's any issues or problems, that you can track those as well. And then what's really cool about this is the deal stages. So I'm going to review those and show you how you can edit them to match your existing processes. In the end, you will know how to add and monitor data. You'll be able to create a lead magnet, track the results, and also just start generating some leads. Monitor your prospects, your sales, and of course, customer retention. And if you followed or watched any of my videos on this channel, you'll know that I talk about the entire customer journey from awareness to retention. So if you believe too that leads are more than just a point in a process or just one part of a funnel, whether it's a marketing funnel or sales funnel, then this is actually a great tool for you to watch and see how you can use that from awareness to retention as well. You'll also be able to track any issues with onboarding or post-purchase because of that service section of this tool. And then also, I've got 2 bonuses for you, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned until the end, and I'll review with you what those are. So let's go ahead and get started. You will click the link in the description, and it will take you to this main page of HubSpot where you'll see this orange button, Get HubSpot Free, which you will click. And then here's the option right here, Get Started Free as well. They're just reviewing the other options. If you want to get a demo on any of these other tools, then you can get those here as well. But we're just going to go into the free version. So clicking on that, I currently have an account created. So I can either continue or we're going to create a new user. And this is what you're likely going to see if you don't already have an account with HubSpot. You'll be directed to this page first. So you can either enter in your information, first name, last name, and email address, or you can just sign up with Google if you have an existing Google email address. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Now, they'll ask you a series of questions just because they want to better understand who their users are so that they can better serve you. And selecting your industry, you can just start typing some letters and it'll provide a pre-populated list of options. So I'm going to choose marketing and advertising and then continue. Your company domain, I'm going to use VickiO'Neill.com, which you enter your company domain, and then company name. I can either put Vicki O'Neill, which is what I always go by, but my actual company name is Ken K Marketing, which is how all my customers get billed, is through Ken K Marketing. Click Next. Just a few more details. They want to know how many people work at your company, and it's just me, but I do have some other people I would add. So I'm going to say 2 to 5. What field do you work in? Are you sales, services, customer support, admin, operations, marketing, or other? I'm going to choose marketing. And then which of the best following describes your role? Are you a marketing content creator? Are you a designer developer? Or are you a marketing director manager? I'm going to say, well, this is really what I am. Most people who are probably watching this might be a content creator. So the options, again, are the same in the system. So it's, again, for them just to understand who their users are. So choose the best role for you. And which of these sounds like you? Have you used a CRM before, or have you never used a CRM before? You're new to HubSpot, but you have used one, and I know my way around HubSpot pretty well. If this is you, this last one, then you're going to be bored by this demo. So just letting you know that ahead of time. If you're new to HubSpot but used a CRM before, this is definitely going to be helpful for you. And then if you've never used a CRM before, then this is definitely going to be helpful for you. And that's the one I'm going to choose. Okay, then we finish our sign up process. And we will be directed to the first page in the process where we can start our list of tasks that I had mentioned. To choose, you have to choose one of these demos at the beginning. So you can either do it for marketers, for salespeople, or for sales leaders. I'm just going to choose marketing. Again, you can't click out of this, so you do need to choose one. So I'm going to choose for marketers, start interactive demo. And what this is going to do is actually go through the different aspects of the section you chose. So because I chose marketing, it's going to start taking me through how to create a landing page. Okay, so we could go through and do that, or we can just exit demo. We're going to exit demo. Are you sure you want to leave? Yes, because we're going to go through and do our own demo. If this is new to you, then it'll be important to start from the beginning and not go directly into landing pages. So you'll see here, here's your setup guide, and it'll walk you through the different tasks that you need to go through in order to be set up successfully. So add the tracking code to your site. That's more of an advanced feature. So if you have a web developer on staff, then ask them to do that. We're going to skip that for now. We'll create our first form a little bit later, create your first landing page, import your contacts, which I'd mentioned, create an email list, send your first email campaign, and invite your team, which we'll go through as well. So we're going to go through here and start with contacts. And these are the different options that you can have, and you can see when I hover over each one, all the options. Okay, so conversations, marketing, when you see this icon next to an item, that means that it's only available in a paid product. So you'll know that when you come over here. Playbooks for sales, service would be the service hub. Automation, if you're wanting to do sequencing, then you'll need to upgrade your program as well. And then workflows, that's an upgrade. And reports you can access. So you can see here, there's a lot of free attributes and features, and you'll see the benefits later on by using this tool. So let's go ahead and jump into contacts, and we're going to create a contact. And again, once you get into this system and you understand the different areas that contain the different features that you need to be set up for success, then you can go through and explore other items in each of these drop downs. Okay, so this is just letting us know some information. When you first go into contacts, you'll automatically have 2 people already in here just to show you what it will look like when you start adding your contacts. So we're going to add a contact first, and then I'll show you how to delete these contacts as well. Okay, so here's this orange button to create a new contact, and then I'll show you, if you have a list, how to import that. So create contact, and you'll simply add in your email address. We'll go with me, Vicki at VickiO'Neill.com, and then first name Vicki O'Neill, last name, and then whoever owns this contact. So if I'm someone else and wanting to assign contacts, then it'll actually be listed here, and I can select the person from the drop-down menu. Vicki's title, we'll say founder of Ken K Marketing. Phone number, you'll enter in a phone number. Life cycle stages are here. So if this is a subscriber to an email list, then you can collect subscribers. So you'll know that that person isn't really interested at this point in buying anything, but they are interested in you, your solutions, and what they've seen from you already. So it's good to know what stage a new contact or any contact is in, just so you know how to approach them with any marketing messaging. The lead status, we're going to say new because we don't have anything on them, right? They're just a subscriber. And then you create contact by clicking this orange button here. And you can see that now that has been added to that list, and it automatically takes you to the full description of that contact. Here's additional information that you can add here from the screen previously, or once you're in contacts, you can see here you can add notes, emails, calls that you've made, tasks that you've created, and any outstanding, and then meetings that you've scheduled. And you can see here that you can log or create in these different options. So create, log, or make a phone call. Emails, log an email or create an email. Notes, create a note, and then all your activity is listed here. Your deals that you add, which I'll show you how to do later, any tickets, any attachments that you've shared, and if there's any memberships as well, they'll be listed here. Okay, so let's go back into contacts so I can show you how to delete contacts. I'm sure that Brighton Halligan does not want to receive any emails from me, and neither does Maria Johnson. So all you have to do to delete contacts is check the box to the left. So we're going to do 2 at a time. And then you have these options here where you can delete. So you simply click delete. It wants to verify the number of contacts because once they're gone, they're gone. So I'm going to enter 2, and then I want to confirm that they are going to be deleted, and now they're gone. So that is how you add individual contacts. If you want to import an existing list, you click import, and then you start an import to the left of this. And if you have a file on your computer or you have an opt-out list that you want to import, then you can do that here as well. You click File from Computer, Next, and how many files are you importing? Are there multiple files or is there only one file? We're going to say one file, and Next. How many objects are you importing? One or multiple? We're just going to say one. And then you go through and continue to select the different objects that you'd like to import. Companies, contacts, deals, or tickets. And we would say contacts. Next. And then you upload your file. But if you want to go ahead and do that, it's an easy process. So we have now gone through and created an account, and I showed you how to create contacts. Now we're going to go in and show you how to add users. So when we go back to the main page, okay, so we want to go to the invite your team, and you can invite them here or you can skip for now. We're going to show the invite your team part. So you can enter in their email addresses here. And again, we're just going to do info@vickioneal.com as if that was a user. Click next, and then answer some of these questions if you want to associate them with certain areas of the CRM, marketing, sales, or service, or how you want them to view information. So what level of access do you want them to have? View everything or just team only. If you assign teams, that is a paid feature. So right now it's either everything or owned only. And same thing with communication and what they can do with editing. Do you want them to be able to edit everything, only the ones that they own, or you don't want them to edit anything at all? Your CRM systems, you can choose that as well. What would you like them to be able to do? And then if you only wanted someone to have access to marketing, then you would say yes to marketing, no to sales, and no to service. Okay, so info at Vicki, so the info person, would only have access to the marketing area of this free CRM. Now, I'm going to recommend that if you are a small company with limited people and everybody's doing multiple things, meaning you don't have one person focused on marketing, one person focused on sales, and one person focused on service, then I recommend that you leave all of these open so that if you need someone else to step in to a particular role, that they have access to that information without having to go in and, change their access. So we're going to leave them all to yes, have access to everything. And now the invite has been sent to info@vickioneil.com. So if you want to continue to add additional people, you can do that as well. Okay, if we want to go back to user guide, you can go back to the screen and it gives you your checklist again. Okay, so we're here and we already went through and imported contacts, showed you how to do that. So we're going to skip that for now. And if we go back to the list, I'm going to show you how to connect an email provider. And up here is your settings, up here in the top right corner, the spiked wheel. You'll click on that and you'll see here that you've got a list of settings to the left. If you want to add additional users later, so you saw that option went away in that drop-down menu for how to set things up. If you want to add users later, that's in settings, and you just click users and teams, and you can create users from here as well. If you want to create teams, you can create a team, but it's only available in the paid version. Okay, so this is the free version, so I'm not going to spend time on that. Okay, but I wanted to show you how you could do that outside of that initial drop-down menu. So if we want to import or integrate your email providers, again, in settings, in this list over here, you'll see integrations with this drop-down arrow. You'll click that, and you have this option here for email integrations, which will take you to this message where you can connect an inbox. Okay, so you'll just simply connect an inbox and then choose which one that you want to connect. I'm not going to go through that process, but it's very simple. You click the icon and it will walk you through that process. Okay, we are now going to go through and show you how to create a form in the marketing section. So again, at this, you can get to the marketing area on here. So click the down arrow next to marketing, and we're going to add a form. And this will help you with a gated document or a lead magnet, something that you want to give away for free and collect an email address in return. So this is a great place to start in how you can start generating leads and start building up your email list. So once you click to the forms screen, then you click a free form, you have options. And it gives you a visual representation of what you can select from. It even gives you a brief description. The thing is that each one of these has different features associated with it. So if I go in one, it's not going to be the same across all of them. So you will need to go in and kind of play around with each one of them. But what I'm going to do is go into the pop-up box, because this is what you see a lot of times if you're on a website and you go to the exit, like you're going to change your website, your domain. When you go up there and a box pops up and says, hey, don't forget about this, or don't forget about subscribing to our email list, that's what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one just so we can go through and show you different features for how to set that up. Okay, so once you've selected it, click next. You can name your form. So we're just going to name this testing forms, and it changes the name. This is what the pop-up currently looks like. And over here to the left is how you can change the visual image of it, the layout, and you can also go through these different pages, which we will do. Okay, it kind of walks you through the different phases of creating a form. So if we want to add an image, we can do that here. If we want to add one, it'll show you what it looks like, what you want your message to be. Sign up for email updates, join my community, and be first to know of be the first to know of new releases. Okay, so you can change that to be whatever you want. If you want to add additional text, you can add text here. You can even change the subscribe now. So if you want to say join community, and you can even change the color to match your branding to make sure everything's consistent across the board. So if your branding is this blue, you can choose that, or if you know the exact code, I know this is one of mine. So you just type that in and there you go. You've got that changed. See how easy that was to create that form? So what should the button link to? That's the most important thing. So this description says to just join an email list, but if we want to change this and say download your HubSpot checklist now, then we want to do this. We want to do a file download if it's an actual document that they're going to download. So we're going to do that. It's set up, and then it'll walk you through. You can either click next or go to form. Okay, so we're going to click next just to keep things simple. If you want to change the form body, you can do that too. You can change that here too. We want to also add additional fields. So right now, email is the only field here, but I do like to also get first name. Okay, so you can add last name, you can add phone number. If you want additional fields, then it is only available in the paid version. So if you want more than that, then you'll need to upgrade. But we're going to do first name and email. If you also want to do last name, you can do that as well. You can change the order. Always like to have first name first. And then again, you can change the button text and you can change the language from here. Those leads that come in from here, what stage do you want them to be at? And we're going to say a lead because they're interested in this particular document. If you want to activate CAPTCHA, which it helps reduce the spam, then you can do that here as well. Okay, so we've got this set up now. Next, what's your thank you message? Do you want them to have a thank you message? Do you want to redirect them to something else? So thank you for downloading the checklist. And then you may also be interested in this video. And then you can add a link here, add YouTube link here. And you just add a link. So you can insert a link, and then once they've gotten the thank you message, you can redirect them as well. And again, this will just help with creating more of the know, like, and trust factor depending on where they are in that process. They've just given you their email address, so they're getting closer to wanting to work with you. And this is a way to do that. You want to keep them engaged in your content and in your process. So what makes the most sense for them after they've gotten to this point of submitting their email address to receive the document? What should they go look at next? I mentioned in the video earlier that I've done videos that talk about the customer journey. So I will likely put a link here that goes to the channel I set up, or I'm sorry, the playlist I set up on my YouTube channel that goes through each of those videos. And then I'm continuing to interact with them on the YouTube channel and continuing to help them understand that customer journey process with the content that they need throughout each step. Okay, so once you have that set up, click next. And do you want to have a follow-up email that they receive after that? You can set that up here. Okay, so new email, create an email. Your subscription type, is it marketing information, user, subject line, body? So you can do that as well. Okay, so that is awesome. Once they've downloaded it, you've sent them a thank you, they've gone to another page. You don't want the communication to end there. So that's what this is for. You can create a follow-up email immediately after and help with that next step and keeping them engaged with you. The targeting you can also create, and again, this is for that form that we set up, right? So you can create targeting for that as well. So I would just recommend looking at the triggers. This is where I'd mentioned at the beginning the pop-up that you see when you go to the exit. You go to exit the website, you get a pop-up. That's what this is. So right now it is checked for on exit intent. Okay, so this type of pop-up form, that's when it's best. But if you want to change it, you can change it to when they've gone halfway down a page, or you can have it display after a certain amount of time on a particular page or just on your website. Again, I said that this would be best on exit intent, so we're going to keep it there. Okay, and then click next. Additional options, if you want to turn the pop-ups off for small screens, which is highly recommended because it does not look good and is not a good experience, you will do that as well. And how long do you want the pop-up form to be generated again if they've dismissed it the first time? Do you want it to be the next day if they come back to your website? 3 days? You can determine what that is. And then where do you want to push new contacts? You can change that here. Next. This shows you what it looks like. You get a preview before you actually publish it. So you can look at the desktop, what it looks like on a tablet, and then we turned it off for mobile so it's not there, okay? So very simple, easy to use. And you can create these very quickly. Obviously, I've taken a longer time to do that, but you can do it right there. And then you publish it. Are you ready to launch it, set it live? No, I have edits. I'm not going to set it live, but you can do that here, okay? Let's go ahead and go back to all forms. All your forms will be listed in this one window, so you can see how many people have viewed it, how many people have submitted their email address, and when the last time was you made any edits to it. You can also clone this. If you really liked it and it performed really well, and you want to do something different with it or put it someplace else, you can actually copy it and edit it however you want to, and make whatever changes, and then it's there too, so you're saving time. So let's go back and go to the sales, add a deal. I know I spent a lot of time on that form, but I think it's really important because that's how you're going to collect email addresses. So to add a deal, go to the sales, deals, create a new deal. So we're going to create a deal and add in the deal name. You can call it whatever you would like. We're going to say 1 hour marketing breakthrough call. Okay, that's the deal name. There's no money associated with it, but we're going to say that there is. We're going to say $3,000, and then you can choose the close date. When do you anticipate that to actually close? We're just going to say this is a year-end initiative, and we're going to give it that much time. Who owns it? If you have more people in your company, then it would show there. And then the deal type. Is it new business, or is this an existing customer that you're upgrading or upselling? We're going to say new business. And you can associate the company that it's with, the contact at the company, and you can add any additional products as well. Okay, and you can add quantities here. This is the one screen that you can create everything that you need to track your revenue. And again, it will open up a window that looks very similar to the contacts, so that if you want to start adding notes, emails, calls, tasks, and meetings associated with this particular deal, then you can do that here as well. And everything's collected in the same place. So if you go back to that contact, it'll be there. If you go to the deal, it'll be there. Everything works together simultaneously. Okay, let's go to service and create a ticket. Again, we're here, the drop-down service, we're going to create a ticket. Orange button, create ticket. Let's do that. Ticket name, we're going to say, and again, if you want to have a predetermined list of consistencies with what these are, so you can start to see trends, then I recommend that you do that as well. So ticket name, we're going to say onboarding issue. And I would say, you know, whatever that onboarding issue is. And you can't change the pipeline. Okay, so you can change the ticket status. So if you're waiting on anything or if you've closed it, you'll actually go in, not only just open it, but you'll close it here too. The ticket description, I will say technology issues with syncing. Totally making that up because I just am. The source, if the source of communication from the person came through chat, email, a form, or just a phone call, then you want to keep track of that too, because that will tell you, again, how your ideal customers or ideal prospects are communicating with you, and you can start to see trends with that too. If it's someone other than me entering it, like if you're a manager and you're entering it for your employee, then you can choose them to own that ticket as well. If they're entering it in, but they want you to own it, then they can do that as well. Priority is just low, medium, or high. However you want that ticket to be prioritized in the system. And again, you can associate the ticket with a company and also a contact at that company. So you'll create the ticket and it will be listed here in the dashboard. But first it'll open up that same window that we've seen in contacts, marketing, and sales. I should say contacts and sales. And all the activity is here, again, for that particular ticket. But it will sync up with your sales deals and your contacts and your company information. And you can keep track of all of the same information here as well. Okay, so let's go back to here and see what is left. Deal stages, review, and edit. So this is the last part of the demo. What I want to show you, because it's super interesting, is go to settings, that spiked wheel in the top right corner again. And what you'll notice is under sales, you click the drop down menu and there's these different options, but we're going to go into deals because I want to show you this right here. Now, this may look, if you're in sales, then this is very, very familiar. This is an area of the system where if you have your own naming conventions for your different stages and the win probability for each one, you can change that here. Okay, so if it's, and this likely is going to change, especially if you're a smaller company or if you have people who are, you don't have a sales team, maybe everything's done online and you don't have a salesperson. This is important to go in and make sure that these stages match your processes and the win probabilities need to be changed accordingly. Okay, so you can change it to whatever you want. If you want to delete any of these, you can obviously delete that too. If you want to add additional stages, like your process is more detailed than this, you can add those as well. And if you want to move these around, so if you want to say that, you know, you're qualified to buy before appointments scheduled, then you can do that as well. It's super easy, just drag and drop. Okay. The reason why this is important and the reason why it's important to associate a deal name with every, or a deal stage with every deal, is because this will help you understand your pipeline and not only where they're at, but you can see also on the dashboard how there might be any blocks or any issues in the entire process. So if you end up having a lot of your contacts or your leads stop at the decision maker bought in stage, and you have very few go through to the next level, you know, you have very few that actually receive a contract or convert to an actual customer, you'll need to look at that stage and say, what is going on here that most of my leads actually stop and they don't convert? So that's why it's important to have all of these associated with your contacts and your leads, so that you can just understand not only their process in that particular lead, but overall as a company, you can look at what's working well and what's not working well. The automation is set up for only paid versions. So if you want to look at that, you can go through a demo with HubSpot first before actually committing to it, but that is only available in the paid version. Okay, and there's a lot of different ways that you can look at this. So I do want to show you, I know it's not in the list, but I think it's important to look at your dashboard because this is how you will keep track of everything. So welcome to your new dashboard. Let's go. All right, so this is your dashboard, the default screen, right? So you can scroll down and see what's here, and you can add a blank dashboard if you want to. You can see only the versions for sales, marketing, service, and we're not going into CMS, but you know, just stick with these and you can see what's there. So any leads that have been generated will show here. And again, this is just a great place to go and just get a snapshot of your entire company and the processes and what is happening within your company. Okay, so that's important to keep an eye on. Let's go back here. So I showed you how to add users, content, data, monitor your data, create lead magnets so you can track the results and generate leads, monitor your prospects, your sales, and your customer retention. So that's all through those deal stages. And then you can track any issues with onboarding or post-purchase. So that's through your tickets. Okay, so I'd mentioned I had 2 bonuses. All right, let's go into the first bonus. The second page is the customer journey. So this is what I mentioned in the demo. The customer journey goes through different phases, right? So this is my 6-step process. Define is identifying your ideal customer avatar, going through the know, like, and trust process before they buy, and then actually focusing on keeping customers because it costs 5 times more to acquire a new customer than it does to keep existing customers. So I include that in my entire customer journey. What might look familiar to you is this process, which is the AIDA, A-I-D-A. So your awareness, which is your know, your interest, your desire, and then your action. So it's the same process, but I take it a step further on both ends, okay? What you'll see here also, which is very familiar, is you have strangers, then you have leads, then you have qualified leads, which could either be broken down by marketing qualified leads and sales qualified leads. And then which ones convert to opportunities and what does that look like? And then your customers. Okay, but again, this one doesn't go into the whole retention and it doesn't define who your ideal customers are, which is why they're strangers. Okay, so let's go down here and this is what you'll find in HubSpot. They help you track all of these different aspects of this. Okay, so you need to do the defining on your own. They can't do that for you, but once you have it defined, then it'll make this process a lot better. Okay, and these are just those different stages that were in there, and I put them in here to show where they fall in the customer journey process. Okay, so you've got your lead qualified. That's kind of where it stops, and that's something that you need to do as an organization or as a marketing and a sales leader, is to identify what criteria actually is a good lead. Okay, and if you do that together, then all of this becomes much easier. Okay, if you want my 6 steps and the content associated with each one of these to use along with your HubSpot CRM, then you can go to vickioneal.com/6 steps and you can download that there. Okay, so that was the first bonus. The second bonus I have for you is this Trello board that walks you through the entire checklist of what you need to do in HubSpot. So you won't need to go back through the demo. If you want to download this Trello board that walks you through step by step what you need to do in each one, steps, and you can check them off as you do them. I go through each one of those, connect your email provider, marketing, sales, service, pipeline stages, all of it's here. If you want this checklist, you can click the link in the description and you will get access to that as soon as you enter your information. Okay, so that is something that you can use. I thought it was beneficial to help create something that's actually usable and actionable right now. So if you want to take action right now, you're already in HubSpot. If you want to go back through that entire process, click the link in the description and it will take you to this where you can actually download it. Okay. If you want to see the URL or the domain where you can access that, I will put it right here and I will put it, let's see here, I'll just add a text field real quick and we'll add it right here. Okay, we'll reduce this so it's a little smaller. So you can go to bit.ly and then backspace HubSpot checklist, and it's been abbreviated. So HubSpot CHKLIST. That's where you can go to download the HubSpot checklist. And that is it. If you have any questions about the demo or how to get it set up or just anything in general, leave a comment below or feel free to reach out to me at Vicki@VickiO'Neal.com and I will respond to your email directly.
Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate your time and watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit like. And also, if you like this type of content, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and also the bell notification so you know when new videos are uploaded every Thursday. Also, if you are interested in creating some clarity in any chaos you might be having in your business today, whether it's marketing related or you think it might be marketing related, it could be customer journey related or sales related, anything. I encourage you to click the link in the description and apply for a marketing breakthrough call with me. During this time, we will really dig in and uncover what obstacle or roadblocks or issues you might be having in your business that are keeping you from achieving that next level of success in your business. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, I encourage you to click the link and apply today. Again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you.